You've heard of golf courses infested with alligators, but how about sharks? Plus, the deadliest dad joke in history, and just what exactly can you get away with in international waters? 1. Canadian law dictates that lottery winners cannot be chosen by pure luck, so they have to answer a math question without the use of a calculator to be eligible for the prize. The question ensures that at least some element of skill is involved in the win. 2. King Wu of Qin in ancient China in 310 BC died after challenging a bodybuilder to a cauldron lifting contest. While the competitor managed the lift, the king's legs buckled under the weight and he died not long after. The competitor and his entire family were executed as a result. 3. 90% of the wildlife found in Madagascar is endemic, which means it is native only to the island country. Lemurs are one such example, with Madagascar being the only place in the world you can find them. 4. The last body to be recovered from the RMS Titanic disaster in 1912 was that of 27-year-old James McGrady, a saloon steward aboard the ship. His body was recovered on the 25th of May, 1912, almost 6 weeks after the ship sank. His body was listed as number 330, although only 328 bodies were recovered. 5. The term Draconian originated from Draco, a renowned Athenian statesman of the 7th century BC. When tasked with establishing laws for the ruling class in Athens, the severity of the punishments he proposed left the people astonished. Even minor offenses like stealing a cabbage carried the penalty of death. 6. The United States Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, spans 200 nautical miles from its land territory. It covers 3.4 million square nautical miles of ocean and exceeds the combined land area of all 50 states. 7. Robert Greene's books, The 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction, have both been banned in prisons due to concerns that they could equip inmates with manipulative skills to influence both fellow prisoners and guards. 8. Monty Python member Eric Idle once complained to Beatle George Harrison how difficult it was to get screen time with John Cleese and Michael Palin. Harrison replied, "Well, imagine what it's like trying to get studio time with Lennon and McCartney." 9. Sloths can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes, which is about 4 times longer than dolphins and twice as long as sharks. 10. Brown bananas contain more sugar than yellow bananas because as the fruit ripens and turns brown, the starch converts into sugar. Consuming a yellow banana requires the body to break down the starch, which results in a slower rise in blood sugar compared to eating a ripe and brown banana. 11. Lori and George Chappell are the world's oldest conjoined twins at 61 years old. The siblings are joined at the head and face in opposite directions, which has enabled them to have separate love lives. George was actually born a female but came out as a trans man in 2007. 12. In 2014, the U.S. Department of Agriculture requested a sample of ordinary flu viruses from the CDC. But upon inspection, they noticed they had mistakenly been sent a live sample of a deadly flu strain called H5N1. 13. According to New Scientist, there are between 250,000 and 300,000 edible plants in the world. Humans consume only 150 to 200 of them, and half of our plant-based protein and calories come from just 3, being rice, maize, and wheat. 14. Ebola got its name from the Ebola River in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the initial outbreak occurred in 1976. Simultaneously, a separate outbreak was taking place in what is now South Sudan, unrelated to the Ebola River outbreak. 15. New York City was founded as a Dutch colony in 1626 and was initially called New Amsterdam. In 1664, it peacefully surrendered to the English Duke of York, resulting in its renaming as New York. 16. A 2022 study in NPJ Digital Medicine revealed that the diagnostic accuracy of Webmd's online symptom checker ranged from 3% to 53% for different medical conditions. Studies have shown that online symptom checkers tend to err on the side of caution, often recommending medical care even for conditions that could be managed with self-care. 17. Psychologists Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper found that offering a larger range of products generates more customer interest, but a smaller range significantly increases the likelihood of a purchase. 18. To improve breeding success in flamingos, zookeepers often use mirrors in captivity to create the illusion of a larger flock, as they tend to struggle with breeding in small groups. 19. The Tour de France logo incorporates hidden meanings. The letter O in Tour represents the back wheel of a bicycle, while the R depicts a cyclist seated on their seat, forming the shape of a U. The yellow circle also signifies the sun, and represents that the race takes place exclusively during daytime. 20. The duodecimal numbering system, which is composed of 12 digits instead of 10, has been described as the optimal number system because it has higher regularity in the multiplication table. In other words, 10 is divisible only by 2 and 5, whereas 12 is divisible by 2, 3, 4, and 6, making it more versatile. In an arguably simpler world, we would have individual digits for 10 and 11, rather than stopping at 9. 21. Carbrook Golf Club in Australia is known for having a unique feature: bull sharks. During a severe flood in 1996, an estimated 12 bull sharks measuring up to 10 feet in length found their way into the golf course and became stranded when the water receded. These sharks have since made the golf course their home and created a distinctive and unconventional attraction. 22. Tom Cruise specifically requested to play the role of Les Grossman in bromance movie Tropic Thunder. When he approached Ben Stiller to play the role, his pitch for the character was, "I want to have fat hands and I'm gonna dance." Cruise ultimately earned a Golden Globe nomination for his character. 23. Putting on a spacesuit is called donning. Taking it off is called doffing. 24. Mice are typically deterred by the scent of peppermint oil and eucalyptus because they can overwhelm a mouse's acute sense of smell and disorient them. 25. Andy Serkis, the actor who voiced Gollum in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, drew inspiration from the sound of a cat coughing up a fur ball for the character's voice. 26. A painting created by Spanish artist Sergi Cadenas shows the process of human aging. Viewed from one angle, it features a portrait of a young girl, but her image ages when viewed from other angles. It results in a fascinating visual representation of the aging process. 27. Usain Bolt's maximum speed was 44.72 kilometers per hour, according to Olympic records. His average speed during his record-breaking 100-meter sprint was 37.58 kilometers per hour, while he reached peak speed during the 60 to 80-meter stretch. 28. Only 25% of Navy SEAL applicants make it through Hell Week, which brutally tests both physical endurance and mental toughness. 29. Elephants only need about 4 hours of sleep per night compared to 15 hours for mice. 30. International waters are not a lawless territory. International law dictates that all vessels must be registered to a country, and the laws of that country extend to the vessel and its passengers. If the vessel isn't registered to a country, it becomes subject to the laws of any state. That means that any ship can investigate you and charge you for wrongdoings under that country's laws. 31. Mandarin ducks are a symbol of love in parts of Asia, including China, because of their monotonous nature. Once they find a mate, they stay with them for life. 32. The phrase "survival of the fittest" was first coined by Herbert Spencer, who was a philosopher and physiologist. He was the eldest of 9 children, the rest of whom died during infancy. 33. 3/4 of women can't reach orgasm from normal sex. They instead require stimulation from a hand or toy, and often in a certain position, although up to 10% of women have never orgasmed. 34. Colonel Sanders once booked a trip to Australia, which he believed would cure his severe cursing habit. No one knows why he thought that, and the trip did not help. 35. Chinese farmer Wong Lin spent 16 years studying law so that he could sue a chemical production company that had polluted his land. He also educated his neighbors on their rights and ultimately won the case. 36. Greg Austin Gingrich tried to play the ultimate dad joke in 1992 by pretending to fall off a safety wall at the Grand Canyon. His intention was to jump and land safely on a surface on the other side of the wall, but misjudged the distance and plummeted 400 feet to his demise. 37. Actor Will Poulter revealed that he was once approached by a fan in a bathroom who said they recognized him as Sid from Toy Story, even though Toy Story is a cartoon. 38. Brazil's Christ the Redeemer statue sits atop Mount Corcovado, which means hunchback in Portuguese. The statue took 9 years to make, weighs 635 metric tons, and stands 30 meters tall. 39. The Voodoo religion is estimated to have been born in Benin in West Africa approximately 6,000 years ago. Voodoo is practiced by approximately 60 million people worldwide as of 2004, according to National Geographic. 40. The Abwehr, Germany's national intelligence service since 1920, was abolished in 1944 after it was greatly damaged by a number of defections led by Agent Erich Vermehren and his wife Elizabeth, who were anti-Nazi and devout Catholics. 41. Water mains were made from wood in the 1800s. When a fire occurred, firefighters, who were mostly volunteers, would cut into the main to attach their hoses and would fill the hole with a fire plug once the fire was extinguished. 42. The year was originally 355 days long, but the seasons then fell out of alignment with the calendar. Julius Caesar ordered a review by a sun expert which added 10.25 days to the year. 43. A cargo ship sunk in the Atlantic Ocean in 2022 while carrying 4,000 Porsche, Bentley, and Lamborghini branded models to the United States. According to Bloomberg, approximately $401 million worth of cars were on the ship. 44. A man's and woman's genitals make up only a fraction of their erogenous zones, which can also include the neck, ears, nipples, and limbs, among others. Exploring these can greatly enhance a person's sexual experience. 45. Actor Orlando Bloom was cast in his first major role to play Legolas in The Lord of the Rings just 2 days after graduating from Guildhall in 1999. Other actors to have graduated from the school include Damian Lewis, Ewan McGregor, and Joseph Fiennes. 46. Adult teeth start forming before birth. Stem cells called placodes develop in the gums during embryonic development and grow into baby teeth. As the baby tooth grows, an offshoot of tissue called the successional lamina replaces it with an adult tooth. Most mammals have this ability to develop 2 sets of teeth during their lives, known as diffeodonty. 47. On Breaking Bad, lead character Jesse Pinkman was originally meant to be killed off during the first season. But by episode 2, the show's producers realized that would be a colossal mistake, so changed the series' path. He made it to the final episode and even had a movie sequel called El Camino. 48. Social phobias are the most common phobias and include public speaking, dating, using public toilets, and the fear of long words. These are thought to affect between 7% and 12% of the US population. 49. A 2011 study found that mothers of twins tend to live longer than other women. It's not because having twins boosts the mother's health, but rather that the woman is more likely to have been healthy to begin with to thus be able to have twins. 50. An experimental skin patch is showing promise to treat children with peanut allergies. The patch is designed to help teach kids' bodies how to cope with accidental exposure. Tell us what your favorite fact is in the comments. Thanks for watching. Peace.